Can you be in eyesight of me to live with you?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
I've said to you that obviously it's no more than a quarter of an hour because we have to finish by 5 to 7, so the meeting starts at 7 o'clock. So I'd hope something in the region of 10 minutes or so at the maximum with time for questions at the end.
Okay. Thank you very much, Oakham Town Council, for letting me attend tonight's meeting. I fully accept the decision you previously made. I just wish to have the opportunity to come to you as a collective and give you some latest information that we have, which covers the last 6 months and some of the findings that we've encountered. First of all, incidents in the northwest ward of Oakham have totaled 128 according to the police's niche system, and this is as at Friday afternoon with PC Joe Lloyd. Now on the recordable side of incidents in the northwest ward, and that also was Oakham and Barleythorpe, there's a total of 248, of which 81 of these and a further 46 incidents of note, which equals 127 for those who are good at maths, have been in the northwest ward as a total. In the area of Princess Avenue, Cheviot Close, Cold Overton Road, Lonsdale Way, and the first part of Parkfield Avenue, in the last 6 months there have been 15 criminal incidents, 11 criminal incidents and 5 incidents of note, and those can be concerns of welfare, domestics, etc. Of those 11 criminal incidents, the constabulary would have used any technical facility, including CCTV, to review what has taken place. Those criminal incidents I'm going to list, and we've been sat with a map to review what has been in the proximity of that particular area. On the 16th of May, there was criminal damage at the beginning of Parkfield Road. On the 16th of May again, there was actually a violence incident in the park. There was another criminal damage incident on the 18th of May. If we move into June, there was a theft of cycle at Catmus College. I know it's out of the way, but there is a fare that goes through to that one. I'm now going to mention a burglary dwelling, which happened at Hilltop Road. Now, when you do crime pattern analysis, you do look at burglary dwellings and correlations to certain areas. Burglary dwellings in the county are fairly rare, and we do have to say that, but we have to be aware of them because they are quite life-changing incidents. We then have a burglary other than dwelling on the junction with Cold Overton Road, which is to an outbuilding, so a shed of that nature, they've gone into there. And then we have another burglary dwelling on the 27th of July, actually on Princess Avenue itself. Then on the 3rd of November, we have a further criminal damage incident at the beginning to Parkfield Road. And then on the 21st of November, we've got further criminal damage, which is happening over the other side of the new development, which is Coldridge Way, John Clare Close. Now on the back of that, we have got a group of young people that frequent not only the park, but also that area, and we are doing an extensive amount of work with those young people to change their perception. Then on the 6th of December, we have another theft of cycle on the Cold Overton Road area, not too far from the junction of Princess Avenue. And then on the 4th of January, we have a further burglary dwelling, which is on Cheviot Close. And 3 witnesses to that have seen the alleged suspects going to and from across the park to the property, doing what they've done, and they made their way back across the park. So I just want to bring you guys up to speed with that particular incident in those areas, which I think is more than noted. We held a public meeting following a letter drop to all the houses in the area. That's 61 houses. At the public meeting that we held at Oakham Town Council, there was members of Rutland County Council. There was Oakham Town Council present, members of Rutland County Council, the police service, the installers, and And to be noted, there was only 2 persons from the area we've mentioned that attended that public meeting. They have expressed, openly so, their opposition to the installation. A further petition was submitted to us with 24 names in the area. I must note on that there was 5 names that were not actually in the area of Princess Avenue. Okay, but that's just for noting. On the back of that, we have been out and we have done a door knocking exercise in the area, and we have had, from the 61 properties, 43 properties have responded. Of those 43 properties, 77% were in favour of CCTV. There was a further 7% that were neutral on CCTV, so that makes a sum total of 84% of people that were canvassed. And there was a further 7% that were opposed to it. Interestingly enough, from the petition that we have seen and some of the doors that we have been back to, once they had some information further to what their assumptions were, they were more favourable to it. What I wished to do was to share some imagery of Uppingham, actually, because it's very, very similar. And what I thought I would do is, first of all, send you a 2-sided map round of Oakham and Uppingham. This is a test to see if you know which is Oakham and which is Uppingham. You might have to share, which I'll send it all each way.
The same way.
Yes, and there's different sides. So,
okay, going to take that. Pass them to the members of the public at the back as well.
Would you like them? Yeah.
First of all, if we look at the one that's, you can probably see a visible skateboarding area to the other side of that one, Vince, just to the other side. That is Uppingham, and that's Podge Piece. We've actually got 2 cameras on there to view, and the other side is Royce's Rep, just to give you a correlation of the similarity between the 2 areas. This next Pat, you will have to share some of these, I'm afraid. Everyone's got one name for the sort. So there we go. Some of those. Now, on Tuesday, I actually met with Stan, Councillor Stubbs, to show him Uppingham system. These photographs here I just wish to show to you about the capabilities of the kit we are suggesting. The first slide you'll see is an overview of the skate park in Uppingham on the actual platform we're using. And then you can do the second image is actually at pitch black with an infrared. So that's infrared, that's not white light. So you can actually see it's quite clear. If we turn over the page, you will see the top picture is of a shop called Super Ceramics. Now, on your map that you've seen earlier, if you look where the skate park is and then look 45 degrees across the park, that is the distance that shop is in location to the camera itself. So that's a very long distance. The second picture on the second page is actually over the top of the skate park into a very, very dark area, and I turn the white light on, and that's got good penetration into there. It can go further, but I have to be mindful no incident was taking place, so we didn't turn the white light on to any residential or property near residentials. On the third page you'll see further 2 images. The top image is of a a play area with infrared on only, and the second image is when I've transmitted the white light to the image, and you can see there's good resolution there showing colour, etc. If we then go on to turn over the page, there's one single photograph, and that is actually some play equipment that is also at night across near the co-op in Uppingham. So once again, that's a good range. And then the final page is what you've seen earlier, overlooking the skate park. You've then got halfway across with, or more than half, about 3/4 way across actually with the actual park, and you can see where that is. If you go on to the final page, you will see what I've greyed out with a blue pen, which you'll note, but just to show the chair, and I have shown Councillor Stubbs, you will actually be able to identify 3 digits on the registration marks. So that shows the clarity of those. Oh, that's my copy. Yeah. Now, privacy concerns, I know people have mentioned. The software has the ability to do privacy. These are 3 images. They're the same on both sides, so please pass them around. I asked the printer to do 6, but it decided to do 2, but double-sided. You will see that the privacy zones there are available to properties, and we can do those. The reason we've not done down near the pavement is we didn't want it to obscure the pedestrian traffic, but that's an example of privacy zones. And if people have got concerns about privacy, we can block the entirety of their property areas.
Questions now?
Yeah, and that's it. That's me.
Okay. Can I, first of all, I'll let members of the public ask questions as well, but first of all, members, any questions for Martin?
No, Joyce.
Oh, Martin, come on.
Okay, just 2 very quick points. You say that there are 5 names not on the area. I think that's irrelevant because you've highlighted to us crimes that are not in the area, but these could be 5 people who actually use Oakham Town Council's facility, which is Royce Recreation Ground where the camera is, and they might actually object to being filmed. I don't know, but I think to emphasise that 5 people are not in the area is irrelevant. The other thing is, an important point, is that you say after consultation, people were more favourable. Personally, I'm not against the CCTV, as you know. I'm against where it is, what it looks like, and a lot of people have said that to me. Now we know we have privacy settings available if we want them. We don't really have an issue, but this pole looks terrible, and that's what I stick by, that the pole is terrible. You failed to consult properly with the residents. You highlight Uppingham as being a success. Only last week I was stopped in the street by a resident and I said, I can't help you, but please go to Rutland County Council. They live near it and they have the same issues where failing to consult.
Can I get somebody else to bring in on questions?
Yeah, I know you're short time, but that was all I wanted to say.
Joyce.
Interesting, Hugh, I met 2 people who haven't even noticed the pole. Sorry? I met one lady who was concerned about her it was a grandmother who was concerned about her small child being pushed off by older children. But can you tell me, and this might be awful to say it to you at this moment in time, how many complaints before the before the pole was put in, how many complaints of vandalism, hooligan, loud noise you received before the pole went in?
We did some analysis for the previous, year, and we've had a number of complaints. I can't see the actual figure because I haven't got it right sat beside me, but we have had those complaints. What we've got to note though, Joy, is that we have had a pretty serious incident that I haven't mentioned,
yes,
which relates to a Section 2 abduction of an under 16-year-old with a local gentleman who we know had frequented that park. That gentleman is now serving time at Majesty's pleasure. He got 33 months, plus a further 24 months for the incidents that he has done.
Well, this was
we've
mentioned at the public meeting.
You've had your say.
We have to understand that we all have a duty to play in protecting the most vulnerable in our society, and it would be an opportunistic to make mileage out of it, which I don't want to do. I'm just giving you the facts, I'm giving you a position, some coverage of the area, and that's where it is. But whatever decision you guys make,
no, I'd just like to say that he's misleading. He's misleading the public because that girl. Let me just say this very quickly. That girl went to a private house. She didn't go to the park.
After all the rigmarole that he's just been saying about this happened here and this happened in the ward and it happened over here, we're not talking about the Cold Overton Road, we're not talking about the new estates, we're not talking about the general area, we're talking about Princess Avenue is where we're talking about. So I think you should have had your evidence stacking from Princess Avenue and the park directly.
Well,
nothing to do about the area, because half of the area that you spoke of, you can't even see the pole. And may I just quickly say, Joyce, I totally understand when people say that they haven't seen the pole. I totally get that, because the longer it's there, the more obvious. People are just going to ignore it, the same as you would do an unsightly garden or whatever. You just live with it, don't you? So that's why I think people have said that they haven't even noticed it.
I see it from my front bedroom window.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just a
Sorry,
quick
Jess, you want to
question.
say something?
You mentioned about a good distance as far as what the camera can monitor. So what exactly is that distance, and what compared to the pole that's there, is that to where incidents have happened? So is it fit for purpose in the location it is?
Very much so. It was considered to where its location is to be to maximise its observation.
But I
Very much so.
thought one of the reasons for the CCTV was to cover the hub and the garages, and that wouldn't fall within range.
It would fall very much within range. If you,
Not according to the technical specifications.
it will fall very much within range. I've proven by some of these imagery. You take the spec of where Todd's piece in Uppingham is and Royce's Wrecker. They are very similar on size, very, very similar on size, and that reach of that camera is more than capable of covering all those areas.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to have to stop it now. Members, sorry, we've run out of time. Members of the public, you
It's
obviously.
quite important.
Well, I'm sure it is. You'll be part of the debate later on.
I need an answer from
No.
you.
Members of the public, are you making a deputation? How many are making deputations?
Just me.
Just one. Okay, thank you very much.
And
Oh,
Right, yeah, yours on a different thing.
on a
Okay.
different thing, yeah.
Yeah, not on the CCTV.
No, not this time.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Hugh. We have to.
Hugh going to be staying.
Are you staying?